Don't worry. Any mistake is an income, is a wonderful revenue for you. So I tell myself and told my young people, before 20 years old, be a good student. When you do entrepreneur, just learn some experience. Before 30 years old, follow somebody. Go to a small company. Normally in a big company, it is good to learn processing. You are a part of a big machine. But when you go to a small company, you learn the passion, you learn the dreams. You learn how to do a lot of things at one time. So before 30 years old, it's not which company you go, it's which boss you follow. It's very important. A good boss teaches you differently. And from 30 to 40 years old, you have to think very clearly when you're working for yourself, if you really want to be an entrepreneur. When you're 40 to 50 years old, you have to do all the things that you are good at. Don't try to jump into the new area. It's too late. You may be successful, but the rate of dying is too big. So 40 to 50, think about it. How can you focus on things that you are good at? But when you are 50 to 60 years old, work for the young people. Because young people can do better than you. So rely on them, invest on them, making sure they're good. So when you are over 60 years old, spend time for yourself. On the beach, sunshine, right? It's too late for you to change normally. But this is my advice to the young people. 25 years old, make enough mistakes. Don't worry. You fall, you stand up. You fall, you stand up. Enjoy it. I mean, 25 years old, enjoy the show, enjoy the show. Oh, I regret a lot of things. I regret that I should never meet the media. I regret I should not speak in the public because I could have my own privacy. I regret that I working so hard, spend so little time with my family. And I regret that if I have another life, I would never do things like this. And my wife just said, you do not belong to me, you belong to the Alibaba. But, you know, life is so short. It's all about experience. People see different view. Some people think you're rich, you're successful, but maybe not. Some people say, you know, this guy does not have money, he's a terrible guy. Maybe not. So everybody chooses his own life. I cried. Never sort of we had a lot of problems that people never thought. Because running a company for 34,000 young people, operate a company for more than 500 million people. If 500 million people, if 1% of them are bad guy, you got a 5 million bad guy. So it's headache. But it's too late to regret. Forget about regret. Think about, I have another 10, 20 years to go. So enjoy the show, enjoy the ride. You are the same. I think if you succeed, every mistake becomes legendary. If you fail, that's just garbage. You know what I'm saying? I think everybody has great stories. Everybody had a lot of mistakes. Everybody have a lot of problems. But very few people listen to you. One day when you become successful, people listen to you, say, wow, you are great. I'm not that great. I was born in a normal family, and I'm not good at schooling. Of course, I tried to study hard, but as a boy, you know, my school was not that good at that time. So I failed looking for jobs, looking for joining university, joining good schools. But I never give up. And I think there's one thing I learned. Why you should have a chance to be successful. Everybody should get used to fail, but not get used to be accepted by other people. Why other people should help you? You should earn the right to be helped. So the thing I learned is that don't give up. My opportunity has not come yet. When everybody complains, that is the opportunity. I always thought when I was young, when I was in the high school or university, I thought Bill Gates took up my job. Bill Gates did all the successful things. Larry Ellison from Oracle, they took all the wonderful opportunities. IBM benefit. We people have no opportunity. And I think I aim too high. I should aim to support and help the people around me. Do tiny things. I never thought I could be today. After 18 years, Alibaba become today's size. Not because I'm smart. I don't think I'm a smart person. But I work with a lot of smart people. And most of the smart people, they always want to do successful things, quick, easy things. And I think it's not easy to be successful quickly. Every time, everything we do, we prepare for 10 years. I know I'm not smart. If we want to be successful, we have to win 10 years later. If we want to be successful, we have to work with smart people. If we want to be successful, we should make a lot of mistakes and never give up. A lot of people, they make mistakes, they have problems, they give up. We never give up. We learn from mistakes. And I think when we fail, the message, the experience that I want to give you, the advice I want to give you, you will judge when this person will be successful or not by when he fails, he thinks it's his fault or the other fault. If he thinks, my fail because of the others, this guy has no chance. Those people who fail always think, it is my fault. I did not do it properly. I should change here or change there. These guys have opportunities. So I learned a lot from those people who fail. I learned a lot from those people who made mistakes. I learned a lot from my mistakes. So this is what this is my life attitude. When I fail, I say, see, I will fail. When I succeed, I say, well, I never know, I could be successful. This makes me very positive and optimistic. And because of so many mistakes, too much failure, that makes me never complain, because I get used to that. We are making mistakes every day, even to today. We made stupid decisions almost every day. Nobody knows. We thought it's smart, but finally proved stupid. But we learn, we do again. We learn, we do again. That's the way. That's the life attitude. But the thing I learned from being a teacher, that a teacher always wants his students to be more successful and better than you are. When I hire people, I always want to hire those people who are smarter than I am. Today I give a lot of advice to my colleagues. When they hire people, there's one judge. Look at the young man. If you think he will be your boss, he will be my boss in 5 years, hire him. Year 2003, when I launched the Taobao and Tmall, I said, everybody go home, pick up looking for 4 things that list on the website. So we went home, everybody cannot find 4 things that in the home we can sell because we're too poor. So we gathered 21 products, we listed on the website. We waited for 3 days, nobody come to buy. And then the next week, we start to buy and sell ourselves. For the first week, all the sales was among ourselves, and then another week later, somebody start to test and sell. For almost 30 days, everything people sell, we all buy them. So we have a whole house of rubbish we bought online. Try to making sure that, so those guys who are able to sell, say, oh wow, this thing really can sell things. People say, Jack, you are the next Bill Gates. I say, I cannot compete with Bill Gates, but I can compete with Bill Gates who can retire earlier. The thing is, I don't want to die in my office. I want to die on the beaches. I don't have time spent on the beach. That's why I always dream one day I was on the beaches. When Netscape was so good, we never thought it would disappear. Yahoo was good. We never thought like it today. So don't believe you'll be good all the time. Be paranoid. And after a whole night thinking, I say, I still want to do it. Because most of the people, they have a fancy ideas in the evening, but in the day, when they wake up in the evening or in the morning, they go back to do the same job. We have to do something different. People even say Jack is a liar because he's trying to steal money from people, telling us there is an internet. In order to prove I was not a liar, I invited my friend who is a TV man. Take the TV camera, they all stay in my home, and they just try to take the picture. It took us 3 hours and a half to download the first front page. So I have to make like 100 stars to keep my journalist friends to stay and wait, because to prove that I'm not telling a lie. As an entrepreneur, today is very difficult, and tomorrow is even more difficult. But the day after tomorrow is very beautiful. Most people die tomorrow evening. You have to work hard, you have to learn, you have to rely on your team. If you don't do it, nothing's possible. If you try to do it, at least you have the hope. Many years ago, I want to change the world. Now, I think if we want to change the world, we change ourselves. Change ourselves is more important and easier than change the world.
You tried to get into 3 colleges. Each time they rejected you.
No, I tried. There is an examination that young people, if you want to go to university, you have to take the examinations. So I failed 3 times. But a lot of fail. I failed for funny things that I failed a key primary school test for 2 times, and I failed 3 times for the middle schools, and you will never believe in Hangzhou, my city, there's only 1 middle school that lasts only 1 year. It was changed from primary school to middle school because our graduates of our school, no middle school accept us because we were too bad. They would become a middle school.
What effect did it have, though, being rejected?
Well, I think we have to get used to it. We're not that good. Even today, we still have a lot of people reject us. I think when I graduate from universities, and before for 3 years I tried to fill in the universities. So I applied jobs for 30 times, got rejected. I went for a police, they said, no, you're not good. I went to even the KFC. When KFC came to China, come to my city, 24 people went for the job. 23 people were accepted. I was the only one guy. And we went for police. 5 people, 4 of them accepted. I was the only guy that I received it. So to me, being turned down, rejected. Oh, by the way, I told you that I applied for Harvard for 10 times, rejected. I know I'll be rejected. I just don't want to say that.
Yeah, sorry now. 10 times you wrote them and said, I'd like to come to Harvard.
Yeah. And then I told myself someday I should go teach there, maybe.
I think that can be arranged.
Never give up. And people thinking he's done, but he knows what he's doing. And I was very depressed the day, year 2002 or 3 in the States. When a bit earlier than that. I was very depressed when I could not find out a way for the internet. And then I watched the movie in my friend's home, Forrest Gump. When I see him, I think, this is the guy we should learn from. Believe what you're doing, love it, whether people like it, don't like it, be simple. And like the word, life is like a box of chocolate. You never know what you can get, right? I never know I would be here talking to you and talking to Charlie Rose. I never know. But today I made it. I told my people in my apartment 15 years ago, guys, we have to work hard, not for ourselves. If we can be successful, 80% of the young people in China can be successful. We don't have a rich father, powerful uncle. We don't get $1 from bank, 1 cent from government. Just work as a team.
So what do you worry about?
I worry about it today. Young people, a lot of young people lose hope, lose vision, and start to complain. Because we also have the same period. Because when it's not a good feeling being rejected by so many people. We also depressed, but at least later we find that the world has a lot of opportunity. How you see the world, how you catch the opportunity. We keep on changing ourselves. We don't complain. Whether you were successful or not successful, I find that when people, when they finish the job, if they make the mistake, if they fail, if they always complain the others, this guy will never come back. If the guy only check himself, yeah, something wrong with me here, something wrong with me there, this guy has a hope. So I applied jobs for 30 times, got rejected. I went for a police, they said, no, you're not good. I went to even the KFC. When KFC came to China, come to my city, 24 people went for the job. 23 people were accepted. I was the only one guy. And we went for police. 5 people, 4 of them accepted. I was the only guy that I received it. I really like I don't know why at 12, 13 years old, that time I suddenly fell in love into the language, the English. And there's no place you can learn English at that time. There's no books, English books. So every morning for 9 years, I showed them around as a free guide, and they taught me English. 我最重要的决定那时候还是挺挑战的，因为在援助过程中，有些国家可能以前我们不了解，可能甚至国与国之间有很多的麻烦，是不是要捐这些国家，对我来说是个艰难的决定。甚至那时候讲中国也问题很大，为什么捐国外？我那时候做的决定是在灾难面前没有政治，在灾难面前没有民主之间的区别，灾难面前没有国与国之间的区别，生命所有的国家都是至高无上，我们都要坚持，这是人道主义能搞到多少就捐助多少。我很高兴我得到了我的同事我的朋友家人，特别是各个部门，海关也好这个市场监管总局也好，很多部门的配合，这件事情才能做出有时候不是一个善意，不仅仅一个善心，而是善能善力，要聚集大家的能量，聚集每个人的力量，才能把这些事情做成。今天我们碰到的全球化的挑战，今天我们碰到的国与国之间的挑战，今天我们碰到的这个健康疾病的挑战，明天我们还会碰到自然灾害的挑战，甚至我们还会碰到更多贫穷的灾害。这种每一次的挑战都是人类进步的开始，所以我自己觉得我们应该把这次的新冠当作一次成长，人类社会成长，全球化成长，国与国之间成长的一次机会来改变自己。
Jack Ma is China's richest man, with an estimated worth of $38 billion. The 55-year-old is the co-founder of the e-commerce giant Alibaba. It's China's biggest digital marketplace, responsible for an estimated 80% of all online sales in China. After 20 years at Alibaba, Ma announced in September 2019 he'll be stepping down as executive chairman. But don't worry, the flamboyant businessman is still sitting pretty. Here's how Jack Ma makes and spends his billions. The billionaire is truly self-made. Ma started out as an English teacher, where he made just $12 a month. Harvard University rejected him 10 times, and he was turned down for jobs at an estimated 30 companies, including KFC. But with the introduction of the internet, Ma saw an opportunity. And with no tech or business background, he founded Alibaba with the help of 17 friends in 1999. The digital marketplace connected Chinese customers with manufacturers. Alibaba's start was initially rocky, facing the dot-com bubble burst in 2000, and competition from eBay's Chinese venture, Eachnet. But with some help from investments from Yahoo, the company found its feet by the mid-2000s. Then in 2014, Alibaba went public in what was the largest IPO in US history, and the sale made Ma the richest man in China. Alibaba rakes in money through the retail site Taobao, the payment processing service Alipay, of which Ma holds a nearly 50% share, and the popular Chinese social media site Weibo. But Alibaba doesn't just do e-commerce. Under Ma's leadership, the company now owns the South China Morning Post, and even a movie studio that's invested in films such as Mission Impossible: Rogue Nation and Star Trek Beyond. Since Ma became executive chairman in 2013, Alibaba's revenue has grown by 1,100%. And as of September 2019, the company's market cap has reached $465 billion. And Ma's 5.3% share in Alibaba, well, it's now worth a cool $24.6 billion. But beyond Alibaba, Ma's income stream is impressively diverse. In 2010, Ma and 4 associates founded the venture capital firm Yongfeng to handle much of Ma's personal investing. Ma also has stakes in Yahoo China. With billions in his pocket, you would think he's a big spender, right? Well, not exactly. He drives a humble Row RX-5 SUV that costs just $15,000. And he doesn't spend much on hobbies either. It's said he loves meditating, playing poker, and practicing Tai Chi, a hobby that led him to star in a kung fu film. But if he does splurge, it's in real estate. In 2015, he reportedly bought a house in Hong Kong's most expensive neighborhood for a whopping $191 million. At the time, the purchase broke the record for the most expensive home by square foot in Asia. He also dropped $23 million on a property in New York's Adirondacks, and a year later, he bought a 210-acre vineyard in the south of France. Plus, he still owns the apartment at Lakeside Gardens, where he started Alibaba 20 years ago. So how does he travel between all these properties? A Gulfstream 550 private jet, purchased by Alibaba for $49.7 million. Alibaba also foots the bill for the legendary talent shows, of which Ma is always front and center. Ma's talent show performances have become the stuff of legends, from MJ dances to Lion King sing-alongs. The most impressive celebration was Ma's retirement party in September 2019. Alibaba rented out an Olympic-sized stadium for a massive celebration with 60,000 employees. It included an employee parade and a rendition of Josh Groban's You Raise Me Up by Ma himself. But even with all his bashes and billions, Ma said he was actually happier when he was an English teacher. He's noted his billions come with a responsibility to spend on behalf of society. Maybe that's why he's turned to philanthropic work, aimed at healthcare, the environment, and education. Under his leadership, Alibaba donates 0.3% of earnings to environmental issues. Ma sits on the board of China's Nature Conservancy and has donated millions to disaster relief efforts. The Jack Ma Foundation, formed in 2014, has pledged $44 million plus both to Zhangjiang University Hospital and to rural Chinese teachers. With his newfound retirement and soaring investments, no one knows where Jack Ma will take his billions next, but it will probably include a killer outfit.
Don't worry. Any mistake is an income, is a wonderful revenue for you. So I tell myself and told my young people, before 20 years old, be a good student. When you do entrepreneur, just learn some experience. Before 30 years old, follow somebody. Go to a small company. Normally in a big company, it is good to learn processing. You are a part of a big machine. But when you go to a small company, you learn the passion, you learn the dreams. You learn how to do a lot of things at one time. So before 30 years old, it's not which company you go, it's which boss you follow. It's very important. A good boss teaches you differently. And from 30 to 40 years old, you have to think very clearly when you're working for yourself, if you really want to be an entrepreneur. When you're 40 to 50 years old, you have to do all the things that you are good at. Don't try to jump into the new area. It's too late. You may be successful, but the rate of dying is too big. So 40 to 50, think about it. How can you focus on things that you are good at? But when you are 50 to 60 years old, work for the young people. Because young people can do better than you. So rely on them, invest on them, making sure they're good. So when you are over 60 years old, spend time for yourself. On the beach, sunshine, right? It's too late for you to change normally. But this is my advice to the young people. 25 years old, make enough mistakes. Don't worry. You fall, you stand up. You fall, you stand up. Enjoy it. I mean, 25 years old, enjoy the show, enjoy the show. Oh, I regret a lot of things. I regret that I should never meet the media. I regret I should not speak in the public because I could have my own privacy. I regret that I working so hard, spend so little time with my family. And I regret that if I have another life, I would never do things like this. And my wife just said, you do not belong to me, you belong to the Alibaba. But, you know, life is so short. It's all about experience. People see different view. Some people think you're rich, you're successful, but maybe not. Some people say, you know, this guy does not have money, he's a terrible guy. Maybe not. So everybody chooses his own life. I cried. Never sort of we had a lot of problems that people never thought. Because running a company for 34,000 young people, operate a company for more than 500 million people. If 500 million people, if 1% of them are bad guy, you got a 5 million bad guy. So it's headache. But it's too late to regret. Forget about regret. Think about, I have another 10, 20 years to go. So enjoy the show, enjoy the ride. You are the same. Don't try to be the best. Be the first. Be the first to change. Be the first to take the challenge. Be the first one to overcome the difficulties. Because the best person, there's only one Olympic champion. I don't think I'm lucky enough to be that. But I can always try the new things and don't give up if I believe it, because you are so unique. Everybody is unique. Be yourself is always the key. This world today is full of challenges and opportunities. 2,000 years ago, full of challenges and opportunities. And I'm sure 2,000 years later, full of challenges and opportunities. There's always, it depends on how you look at it. Somebody look at this challenge as opportunity. Young people always say there's no opportunity. I complain a lot when I was young because I think Bill Gates took all the opportunities for the Microsoft and Steve Jobs, all these guys. There's no job, there's no great big stuff left for us. But I think opportunity always lies in the challenges, always lies in the complaints. If you can solve the challenge, you will be successful. The big challenge you solve, the big problem, the big opportunity you have. I think life is a journey. You come to this world is to enjoy the life, to be happy and healthy. So the day when you leave the world and you say, I'm happy in my life, I'm healthy in this life, because if you're not healthy, you will never be happy. So I believe happy and healthy are the things the human being always looking for. And I think next 30 years, because of the technology, the life science is going to change a lot. And people is going to live longer. But when you can live longer, does not necessarily live healthier. So if you're not healthy, how can you be happy? If you live longer, if you're not happy, why you live there?